episode off by giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakal Kadash, giving double honor to the apostles of this great millstone, peace and blessings, to much pushing his truth and sincerity, and Kwam Yasharala. First, brother Napash Kodash, turn to again. And this time talking about what's getting ready to hit this place, because we was talking about it at camp. The cannibalism, right? And I was speaking about how that's gonna come back to society in a very soon. All right, because right now I saw a YouTube short a couple days ago, and basically they took a layer of human flesh. It's like a very skinny layer of human flesh. They took 3 layers and they placed them all like within a certain distance from each other. And in a lab, they basically had a machine to make the 2 skinny layers of tissue connect to where it'd be like a foot of meat, I guess what you would call it. But it's human skin, human tissue. So that's a foot of human meat. All right? And they asked and they said, why not? First and foremost, that's not the way you get food from a fucking machine that's basically replicating human tissue, skin cells, stuff like that. And then the guy asked me, said, why not do this to like animal flesh? Why not do this, make beef like this, make chicken like this, you know? And he responded, well, we know human skin and flesh more than any other creature, which I found repulsive. And you know it was an Edomite doing this on his mad scientist shit, right? And the thing about that is, a lot of you niggas got a taste for human meat already, and you don't even know it. All right, I think of another encounter. If you probably find this one fairly easy. It was a cooking show, and I guess the contestants, they cooked some stuff, and you know they would feed it to the I guess you'll call them the testers, the taste testers or whatever. The taste testers, they were like celebrities, and 3 of the options on there, I think it was like beaver, human flesh, turtle, all abominations, really, something along those lines. And I guess when they got down to the last option was like turtle and human flesh, and the lady was like, this better be turtle or something like that, and he was like, no, this human flesh. And then the game show was like, is that legal? And they looked it up. It was legal to eat human flesh, right? So it's already being sold. I think it was like a keratin or something like that. You know what I mean? But it's just showing you how in this society it's already being pushed on you people, and you don't even know it. Now that y'all got a taste for human flesh, what are you gonna do when everything goes bad? All right? What are you gonna do when there's no food left? You guys gonna turn each other into food. That's gonna be our last option, especially if you're not serving Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shah. All right? This is Revelation chapter 6, verse 6. And I heard a voice in the midst of the 4 beasts saying, a measure of wheat for a penny, which a penny it represents a denarius, which is a Roman currency. It represented a day's wages. All right, and it says, and 3 measures of barley for a penny, and see thou hurt not the oil and the wine. So yeah, we coming into a time of hyperinflation. That's what this verse is basically telling you. 3 measures of barley for a penny. So imagine you work all day long, and all you can afford out of that one paycheck. Let's say you make $100 a day, $120 a day. Out of that $120 a day, you can only afford 3 loaves of bread. All right. What else are you gonna eat? You gotta have water. You know, if all you eat is bread, that's not sustainable, because that's not multivitamin. That's not, you know, it's not a lot of, it's not, you don't have, bread is not sea moss. It don't have 98 minerals and vitamins in it. It's not, you know, you'll be sick if all you eat is bread. Which even on top of that, the bread today is very much tainted, it's processed, it's white bread, it's not really barley, it's just fresh out of the machine. You'll die. But this is the times we're coming into. It's going to be a lack of bread, literally. A lack of food. Y'all going to work and just barely make ends meet. It says, and see thou hurt not the oil and the wine, because even though this time period going to happen, it ain't gonna affect the truth. The truth still gonna be out here. Alright? Second Ezra 6:22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. So yeah, one day it go from, Walmart is a super center, you go there, you get what you need, and you're good. And then the next day you're gonna go there, it's gonna be a concentration camp, it's gonna be nothing in there, it's gonna kind of be like, we had a glimpse of that during 2020. If you know what was going on in 2020, the whole world was going through it. So you gotta know. Unless you was born in the year 2022. But if you was around in the year 2020, you know that feeling of going to the grocery store and particular things that you want, they weren't there anymore. They just weren't there. And if you just, that was it, really. So it's gonna come to a point where you're gonna go there and nothing that you want gonna be there. It's gonna be maybe a couple loaves of bread, maybe a few eggs. It's not gonna be. You're not going home with a big grocery cart. If anything, all right, you might gotta drive to the Walmart 2 hours out of state. All right, this is what we coming into. This is Deuteronomy 28:53. So lock you my screen. Oh, there we go. Trying to see why it won't load. I'm going to jump to the next one then. This Jeremiah 19:9. And I will cause them to eat the flesh of their sons and the flesh of their daughters. Of course, this is the book of Jeremiah. So this is primarily talking about the Neo-Babylonian captivity that we went through. But this is getting ready to come back today. All right, it says, and they shall eat every one the flesh of his friend in the siege and straightness, wherewith their enemies and they that seek their lives shall straighten them. All right, so we know this getting ready to come again, because Jeremiah, when you go to Jeremiah 30:7, tell you a day like never seen before is gonna happen, and he was talking about in this time period. So if this was happening then, it's gonna be a day even worse than that. People gonna be trying to eat the leaves, but ain't gonna be no more leaves. Ain't gonna be no trees. They're gonna be burnt down. People gonna resort to eating grass. Eventually, what you gonna do? It takes a lot of grass to sustain a human body. Eventually, y'all gonna run out of the very little of what you have. All right, and y'all gonna resort to eating your own kids, your own family, because y'all gonna be going through all type of things mentally. Your stomach gonna be touching your back. And y'all gonna have to resort to your last option. Of course, Lord willing, we gonna be good. Those that fear the Lord and serve Him, while it wasn't the cool thing to do. But y'all that lived your best life and y'all say, hey, manifest destiny. Well, when the food shortage come out, I hope you can manifest a chicken sandwich. I hope it works out for you. Because it's not going to appear. I tell you that now. But, yeah, this is what's coming to y'all. This is 2 Kings chapter 6, verse 28. And the king said unto her, what aileth thee? And she answered, this woman said unto me, give thy son that we may eat him today, and we will eat my son tomorrow. So we boiled my son and did eat him. And I said unto her, on the next day, give thy son that we may eat him. And she hid her son. So this getting ready to come back into play. People gonna be You know, you're gonna have a group of niggas. We're gonna eat him tomorrow. Go eat him the next day. They're gonna be plotting on each other, and then niggas gonna be hiding when it's time for they give up your leg. They're gonna be hiding. But the thing is, it's gonna be so bad out here that things like this are gonna come back into play. You know, it's gonna be worse than 70 AD. It's gonna be worse than the Babylonian captivity. It's gonna be worse than Egypt. It's gonna be worse than the Roman captivity. It's gonna be worse than when we was up under Greece and Alexander the Freak. This is gonna be the worst day ever. There's gonna be a lot of things going on, but I'm just getting on how that lack of bread, that lack of food is really gonna hurt you people. Y'all used to eating a minimum of 3 times a day. What you gonna do when you gonna eat every other day? What you gonna do when you eat every 3 days? What you gonna do when you don't know when the next time you gonna eat gonna be? These people are gonna bug out and flip to cannibalism. It is not gonna take long. This is Lamentations chapter 4 verse 10, also written by Jeremiah. It says, the hands of the pitiful woman have sodden their own children. Sodden, if I'm not mistaken, going to boil. It says, they were their meat in the destruction of the daughter of my people. These women, if a woman, they say it's nothing like a mother's love. Well, guess what? These mothers was eating their kids. What are you going to do in this time period when you're walking down the street and you see a mother say, fuck it, and just eat the baby? What you going to do? Pray to cheese and rice? Because you got to think, we live amongst, the scriptures talk about how we are in the world, but not of it. We're going to be amongst these things. And these people, they just going to have to live it, and we just going to have to see it. And it is what it is. These people deserve it anyways. For all this iniquity, for all the sin, all the back talking of the Lord, all the faithful, adulterous generation, a faithless generation. They scoff the prophets, they scoff the Lord. Good. I hope these niggas do eat each other. Alright? And I'm going to end it off with this. Isaiah 65 and 13. It says, therefore, thus said the Lord, behold, my servants shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. The Lord's servants, the ones who served the Lord, who took heed to his wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, those who took action, who have faith and works. They showed their faith by their works. All right? Those are the servants. Not the ones who was like, I'll get around to the Israelite thing later. The ones who took the initiative, they leisure time. You know, they sacrificed the hottest part of the best part of the weekend was camping out. Those who sacrificed living up a joyful life and chose the house of mourning. All right? It says, but ye shall be hungry. That's talking about you 2/3. Everybody that didn't want to serve the Lord, you're going to be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink. We're going to have clean, fresh water. Ice cold, chilling water. All right? We're going to have whatever we want. If the Lord allow it, whatever the Lord wants us to have, we can have cranberry juice, orange juice. It don't matter. The Lord said we're going to drink. It say, but ye shall be thirsty. Y'all going to be sitting in a fucking den, in a pit. All right? Y'all going to find a river and you're going to drop dead right there from the lack of energy. It says, behold, my servant shall rejoice. Hey, because we going to know that what's to come next. We going to be good. Y'all going to be wondering, what should we do? We going to have unwavering faith like, man, the Lord got us. We did what we was supposed to do. We don't got no doubt in our mind. The Lord got us through it all. That's why we going to rejoice. It say, but ye shall be ashamed. You're going to be ashamed because when that divine intervention happened, y'all going to know that the Lord doing this to this place. When the apparitions walking around, y'all going to think back to what the prophets were saying. Damn, they said it was going to be a lack of bread. They said the internet was going to shut off. They said the sea hit was going to come. That's when it's going to all hit y'all like they were right. Yeah, we were. Scripture talk about how then they shall know a prophet was among them. Ezekiel 33 and 33, if I'm not mistaken. All right. But hey, I hope this video was edifying. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shah, Bahasham, Rakal Kadash, giving double honors to the apostles, others, great millstone, peace and blessings. The bunch pushing is truth and sincerity and Kwam Yasharala.